about F1. I've come all the way from Montreal when was it, Monday? And I've been here now for a few days and I'm absolutely loving it. My lovely wife is here and I'm trying to get this this tripod here to do as I want it to do. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now, we need to see your comments. Live chat. If you want to get your comments seen, simply go to Super Chat. Cheers to you all. Had a busy day wandering around shopping, but Felix is here. Hello, Felix. Any other comments, people? Let me tell you a little bit about Canadian GP. The Saturday was wet. I was not 100% prepared, but thankfully it didn't rain a great deal. I did go and shoot from the Wall of Champions at the last turn. Why do they need to shout? Yeah, I did shoot at the Wall of Champions, and it was interesting because it was a rear shot, it was wet, but of course the spray just obliterated the car. You couldn't see the car. You could see it at a 3/4 rear shot, but once it got going away from me, it was hopeless. So I really probably didn't do the right thing there by shooting the rear shot. In the end, I came around and shot the front on, and we were very close to the car there, but interesting, the cars didn't go anywhere near the curb because it was wet, and the cars don't go and push the limits when it's wet. They stay on the tarmac. So they were, I think the closest I got was probably Schumacher was within a few centimetres of putting his tyres, or his right-hand tyres anyway, onto the white painted line, but certainly no one got anywhere near the curbing, which would have been the case if it was dry. They'd be right out close. So instead of being, say, 1 metre from my lens, they were 2 metres. Now, why can't you hear me? Are you not getting audio? Are you not getting audio, people? Can you tell me if you are getting audio? Tell me if you're getting audio, people. Audio is fine. Okay, so Shubham, you need to sort out your end. I have a Rode microphone on top here, and I am in the lobby of what is one of the most beautiful hotels I've stayed at. In terms of a lobby, look, it's lovely and funky. Look at that over there. Isn't that glorious? This is the Canopy by Hilton, and it is just a very short walk from Trocadero and a slightly longer walk to the Tour Eiffel. Have I thought of doing a review on Gulf Air? I think I flew Gulf Air earlier this year, didn't I? I'm pretty sure I did. Bahrain, from Bahrain, I can't remember. Do you know anything about the Paddock Club entrance in Spa? Oh, were you the person that contacted me? Yeah, so many comments, questions on Insta that I don't often have a chance, but it's easy for me to verbalise it. Yes, if you are a Paddock Club guest, you can get access to the Paddock entrance. And that's, when people say, how do we get access to the drivers? And I say, well, you've got to be at the Paddock entrance. They say, well, how do you get there? Because a lot of tracks you can't get to the Paddock entrance. And that was exactly the case last race in Canada. John, these glasses are fixed focal length. So the reason I wear those is because if I wear these, which are graduated or whatever they're called, in order for me to read your comments, I have to do that to read them. And I bought these specifically for live streaming. Getting back to Canada, if you have a Paddock Club ticket, you can come to the Paddock Club entrance and don't go up. Just hang around down, and there's this wire gate. Then you can wait for the drivers to come into the paddock, and then they can turn right and come and see you. You can't get down onto the walkway across the, what is that, a rowing lake. You can't get down onto that because that's only for media people, and the security were very tight on that. So yes, if you are a Paddock Club guest, go to the Paddock Club entrance and then just don't go in. Hang around outside the Paddock Club entrance and wait for an opportunity to catch up with the drivers. This is a lovely drink. It's a margarita. There's salt around the edge. Sebastian, though, rode his bicycle into the track, and as such, he didn't have to go across the bridge. He could. How much was my drink? That was 16.5 euros, which is not too bad in the scheme of things. It's a cocktail. So he'd ride his bike, and then he would get someone to go and swipe his pass, and they'd open the gate, and he'd go through. But of course, if you were down there waiting and you were a Paddock Club guest and didn't go up, you could very easily get yourself an autograph from the great Sebastian Vettel. Good night or good morning from Japan. I'm looking forward to the Japanese GP. My favourite nation to visit on the calendar. Oh, I don't know. Why do they shout behind? Do I have a favourite? No, maybe. I love Japan for the warmth of the people and the total. It's like Moscow for me. It's unlike any other place in the world, Japan, and yeah, I love that whole experience. Except the accommodation for F1 is atrocious in the city of Suzuka. There's nothing of any real quality that we can get our hands on. And hence we've got to stay in Nagoya and take a train that's 45 minutes, and it's a horror trip. Favourite corners to take photos at Silverstone? It's a shit. It's an absolute shit for us. I hate it with a passion. Maggots and Beckett's is all right, but it's a fair hike to get out there. Temazepam Gordon is the answer to that question. Are there any other corners? I don't mind the cars. Yeah, Kyalami I think is going to be in, if not 2023-24. I like shooting between the barriers as the cars come into pit lane because it's very close to the media centre. What have you heard about the incident on Air Canada flight Montreal to London? No, I did read a story. F1 staff were randomly taken off the flight after being on the tarmac for an hour. I don't know, I haven't heard any more about that. Anyone else like to chime in on what happened there? Do you think F1 will come to South Africa? Yes, I do. Do I have any favourite driver to photograph? I'll tell you something. It's not answering that question, but I am on the Thursday of the British GP photographing Pierre Gasly in front of his garage with a Hasselblad, a brand new released Hasselblad medium format camera. Now, you photographers will understand medium format is a big quality file, and it's going to be, I think, a lovely experience, because not often do I get to do a full-on shoot with a driver for a specific length of time, and I've managed to snare Pierre for, I think, 10 minutes. 10 minutes is a long time, too, in a driver's photographic life. Has Pierre opened doors to you that you haven't opened before? No, he and I work well together. But I've worked with some other guys who have been equally as great to work with. Any update on your son getting accreditation? Iron Soldier, he won't know if he's accredited for Japan and Singapore until 2 weeks prior. Keep our fingers crossed, because there is a lot of work at both of those races, and he can come and work his ass off with me for a client that I'm doing some shooting for. When you come to Texas, I need to take you to a barbecue spot in downtown Dallas. I will not be staying in Dallas. I will be heading straight from Dallas to Austin, getting in at the last minute and leaving probably straight after for Mexico. Which car is the best for a photo? Oh, the one that's in the air doing a barrel roll, that's the best one to shoot. Have you, by the way, watched my latest travel video, people? You should go and have a look at it. I put it up last night. It's all about an interesting airline, Royal Air Maroc. I flew them from Montreal to Casablanca, had an 8-hour layover in a simple sort of hotel, and then headed to Paris at Orly Airport, which I quite liked. I thought it was really nice. I went there many years ago and it wasn't much chop, but I thought they'd done a great deal of work on it, and it was bright and breezy and really quick to get through. Which race will be kicked off the calendar for Vegas? No, they're going to have 25 races next year. It's a lot of work, a lot of travel. But thankfully they'll group them in 2 and 3 races in similar areas, so that we're not having to go Azerbaijan to Canada and then back to Europe. That's a crazy trip. Thank you, Jason. Yeah, the view from the hotel is lovely, and you would have seen the thumbnail here. That's the view of the Eiffel Tower, or La Tour Eiffel, from the front of the hotel. Fizz, yeah, maybe I'll see you at Silverstone if you're in the paddock, definitely, or maybe out on the track. Howdy from Houston. I went there last year, Jose, and I didn't think I was going there. I don't know whether you saw that. I was heading out to Austin to drop my car back, got out there, it's a Sixt rent-a-car, and I realised they didn't have an office at the Austin airport. So I'm thinking I have to go back to Austin City, but they didn't have one in Austin City either. I was going to have to take it back to Dallas, so I was in this mad panic. What am I going to do? Do I just drop this car here and tell them to come and pick it up? But then I realised I'd cancelled my flight anyway to Mexico. I managed to get another flight out of Houston, which was a shorter trip than to go back to Dallas. And the flight I got from Houston was $400 cheaper than the one I got from Austin, which they gave me a full refund for. So that's a very rare time where I have actually been in front. Most stressful part of your job? Making flights on time, perhaps. The thing I hate the most is packing all my stuff up. I hate it. Best race regarding media centre hospitality. Well, I must admit the food last race was excellent. Where were we? Montreal, yeah. I've got to think now. Had a canteen. Did they have a canteen? I can't bloody remember. Where did we go for lunch? Hello, James. What's my favourite race? James, you're a funny man. Monaco. Now let me focus on that canteen. The media centre was... Oh, I've drawn a blank. This is embarrassing. I've only had like one drink. They are all blending together. Prince Lev Myshkin. Right, let me concentrate. It was Montreal. Yes, we went upstairs to the media. Okay, it was right next to the media centre, and it was a full-on catering thing where they had different hot meals each day. So yes, it was lovely. You've been up the Eiffel Tower many years ago, and not keen to go up there again. It's just a shit fight down there, to be honest. I went down there last night with Tonya, who will come down and see us at some point. And I hope she doesn't ring, because that'll block this feed and I'll have all sorts of drama. But there are just touts selling crap everywhere, and of course the police come along and they grab all this stuff and they run away, and then they set up 10 minutes later. Yeah, the 16.5 euros, that's not a bad price for a drink in a nice place. Can we do a meet and greet in Singapore? Almost certainly not. It just doesn't work with the timing, and I just don't think it's going to happen. Hello, Michael. Michael's got my attention. I'll be blatantly honest here. You super chat me, I'm going to go straight to your comment, because you've thrown in some cash. And Michael says, I'm an awesome man and he loves my videos. Definitely correct on the first count, and I'm delighted that you're enjoying my videos. I have to shoot one tomorrow and send it back to Perth for them to edit and put up tomorrow or the next night. It'll be what the drivers drove, plus a few things from the last race. And then I'm doing next week, I've committed to doing this now to you, so I'm on a pledge, everything about every driver. It'll be a great video, because I've collected all of this information over the last year about every single driver: height, weight, what hand they write with, parents, sisters, daughters, excuse me. And I'll be putting that all together in a video, so that if you want to know everything about every driver, you watch this one fast-paced video. Hi, Netherlands. I got an email today from F1 or FIA about some logistics for the Netherlands. Tricky race, that. Look at this. Got a new Heron Preston shirt today. Would you want to be a racing driver? Nah, not really. Who's nicer to talk to, Lewis or Max? Well, I don't think I've ever spent any real time talking to Lewis. You just don't get any time with Lewis. I've had a couple of quick chats with Max, always delightful. But once again, on a normal race weekend, those guys don't hang around to chat. Thank you, Logical Swede. He always looks forward to them. A true highlight when I see one uploaded. Well, I had a lunch with a lovely fellow from France here who used to be in the media for FIA. And we had a great chat. And he too said that he likes my videos about travel because he knows about F1. Excuse me. So he doesn't need to watch those videos. But yeah, I don't know whether they take more time or less time than an F1 video. Yes, my wife is still here, Ryan. She's showering and cleansing and prettying herself up. She'll be down shortly. No, Isaac. How do you think the 6 North American races will be scheduled? 6 of them, you reckon? Well, there'll be 3 in the US, 1 in Canada. Where are the other 2? You reckon they're going to just keep putting them in the US? I don't know, but they couldn't put them. They couldn't put 3 back to back because they'd cannibalise each other. I think they could probably put Montreal and then maybe Miami. That wouldn't be too bad. Do I know Nick Loden? No. Do you, Jim? What's his story? What do you think of the Yuri Vips stuff? Well, I've spoken to Yuri once, I think, and I've photographed him a few times. Pleasant to say hi to. I don't know anything about the young fella, except that he's Estonian. Am I right in saying that? I think I am. Yeah, if he's apparently made a pretty big cock up there in a live stream or a Twitch streaming thing, and it's had huge consequences for the young fella. Yeah, well, Red Bull are very precious. Well, not precious. They are very cautious with their image, and there's no upside in that for anyone. So yeah, sad for him. Bad mistake to make. Can he bounce back? I don't know. What's best for motorsport? 70 to 200, 2 to 600. No, 70 to 200, 2.8. I've got a 1 to 500, which is 4.5 to 7.1, I think. And I tell you, the photographer from Mercedes is a lovely fella, Steve Etherington, and he says he's just using that lens and loves it. He doesn't take his big 500 out anymore because for you non-photographers this will mean nothing to you, but it's a sharp lens, the 1 to 500 Canon made for the new cameras, but it is what is it, f7.1 at 500, and of course I'm shooting normally excuse me, got a cold. I'm shooting normally f4 at 600, but it's much lighter and it's easy. For podium, it's fantastic because you can zoom in and out. Amina, I'll bring your attention to this, has bought a camera and doesn't know the lens to use. Any tips? 70 to 200. For F1, I would almost always have a 70 to 200 on one camera, and then I'd either have an even longer lens on the other one or an even shorter lens. Here at the Hilton Canopy by Hilton. Now, if you want my attention, head straight to Super Chat and throw in some dollars. Now, I know a couple of you. Now, I'm surprised Milton Brownrigg hasn't been on here. Milton is one of my most ardent followers, and I'm delighted to have him on board as a member of my YouTube channel. And he is always very generous, as is Dennis. Was it Dennis Campbell? Yeah, who bought me some Vegemite and some few others. So if you are watching, people, I don't know what time it is in Australia. Oh no, it'll be very early hours of the morning. I doubt Milton will be watching us right now. But I know Clive Howe's watching us from Barbados. There was a song by an Australian band called Barbados. I don't know whether that ever made it big where you are. What Australian food do I recommend? An Aussie meat pie, a good one. Toasted Vegemite and cheese sandwich, and thankfully Tonya, who will be coming out of that lift at some point, and maybe she will answer some of your questions if we can get her down here. What do I miss most when you are travelling? Okay, I'll tell you. The ability to cook a good steak. Like I had a steak last night down here at the Trocadero. It was horribly expensive and nothing like what I could cook at home. I really want to do that. Oh, hello, Saudi Arabia. Alian. I want to stay at the Shangri-La. at the next race, but it says they're all booked out. I don't even... It's just every weekend in March is booked out. Do you see the difference in ride heights when you shoot photos? No, don't take any notice. Have I talked to K-Mag? Excuse me. Not at any length, no. I had a chat with his wife for a minute or so once. She's a nice lady. Do I miss the local lobster? No, and now I have to go and take Adnan Hussein's super chat. He's visiting the Singapore GP this year, and is there any place where I can meet the drivers? Well, unless you can get access to the paddock. Some people can. I don't know how they get there. Because we don't ever have to have tickets. Somebody says, oh, have you got any spare tickets? We never see tickets. We don't need tickets. In fact, we can't even go into the crowd where you, paying people, go. Our media pass that we hang around our neck gets us into the paddock and it gets us trackside. It does not get us into stands, does not get us into general admission. Well, yeah, maybe we could wander through a general admission area. So, no. Oh, hello, JP Stone has chimed in with a drink. A lovely cocktail here at the Canopy by Hilton. Oh, thank you very much, JP. I appreciate your videos and F1 coverage, always entertaining. And for some of your photo book a while back, maybe I can get them signed. Yes, if you have bought any of my photo books, I will sign them. And if I don't do a meet and greet, I'm more than welcome to contact me, and I'll tell you where you can drop them off, and I'll sign them, and I'll tell you when they're finished. I'm more than happy to do that. So thank you very much to JP Stone out of the United States of America. Now I'm going to jump straight down here to Ali Sydney. Ali Sydney, it looks like, are you a female? Ali Sydney 2230? Thank you very much, because you too have stumped up for a cocktail. Here on my last night in Paris, I'm going to Rome tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to Rome because I'm going to go and catch up with that lovely fella Giorgio who was in my video. And he's going to take Tonya and me around for another round of sightseeing. Would there be any chance of an interview with Oscar Piastri? No, I don't think Oscar's probably too heavily tied up. But thank you very much, Ali Sydney, for your drink. What will Tonya have? She might have a vodka lime and soda. But yeah, look, I have had dinner with Oscar and I chat to him a lot, and I know Mark Webber to talk to. Okay, maybe I should see if I can have a chat with him over lunch. I did want to, and I did actually have arranged to chat with Lindsay Marie Brewer, who is a very interesting character, hugely popular in IndyCar. And she was to have been in last race in Montreal, but she didn't turn up, so we couldn't do the interview. What new race do I think will be on the F1 calendar next year? Shaun the Sheep. What is ZAR? Is that South African Rand? Well, I think if that's the case, if you're from South Africa, I think you're going to have a race next year. I know Stefano Domenicali has been to... Oh, okay, I'll tell you a funny story today. And have I digressed? Technically, no. I was on the metro, and Tonya and I were standing in the metro. The doors had just closed, and there was this 25-year-old guy, maybe 22, and he's looking at me, and he said, "Oh, excuse me, can I ask, what's your name?" And I said, "What do you think my name is?" And he says, "Kim Elman." I said, "Yes." He said, "Oh, I follow you on Instagram." And we got chatting, and he too is from South Africa, and he mentioned that Stefano Domenicali had been in South Africa recently, and I think you're going to get a race because they just want to keep adding all of these far-flung destinations to the calendar. And of course North Korea will definitely be in there. I think we can all agree on that. North Korea would be a major event for Kim Jong-un. Elizabeth, thank you for your $5 Canadian. If you need some love, people, and you want to be recognised, the best thing to do is get straight onto Super Chat and throw some money in the pot, and you will be acknowledged with open arms. When did I start photographing? Well, I think we've started as kids, all of us. When, was it your plan? No, it was never my plan to photograph F1 until I went to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in 2016 and sort of fell in love with the sport and decided, yep, I will have a crack at that and put something to the FIA that I thought they might be interested in. And they said yes. So I started photographing. Hello from Montreal. Wore your signed T-shirt. Oh, well done, Elizabeth. Thank you very much. I've got new T-shirts too, with all the race designs on them, with all the track designs, track layouts for every race. And you can go to kimelman.com and see those T-shirts, and they're excellent. Got one in the room. Have to leave now, says Phil Kellett. Where are you going, Phil? You haven't met my wife. I want you to meet Tonya. Bonjour to Watson956. Jake Cross, early predictions for the British GP. The predictions will be, it'll be fucking impossible to leave the track on Friday night due to the traffic. That's my prediction. It was last year. Over an hour to get less than 500 metres from the media car park out to the road. It's a absolute shit fight. Would I photograph Goodwood? Yeah, if it was in Rome on the weekend, I would definitely be there. But as it's not, the answer will be no. Do I like the Dutch GP? Do I like it? I love it. I love the people. I absolutely love them. And I like the Mexican people too. I have so many nice Mexican friends. And they're so warm and enthusiastic about the sport. Okay, some more of your questions. Leaving track live stream again. Technically, I didn't do that, Iron Soldier. Are you excited for the British GP? I'm excited for it because, of course, they all speak English. But I'm not... Well, actually, I'm a little bit worried that because I get into Heathrow, I fly into Heathrow on the Wednesday. Yes, I know, Jamie. I had a quick chat with him the other day. We're in a queue together, Mikhail. I fear that there's going to be this huge bank up of people trying to get into Heathrow at the same time I'm coming in. I'm going to be stuck in a queue for hours, but I hope not, because I am meeting a man from Hasselblad on the Wednesday night in Milton Keynes, where I'm having a meet and greet too. I'll talk about that in a second. But yes, this gentleman is bringing me a medium format camera to do some driver portraits with on the Wednesday. And I'm quite excited about that. I can't wait to see how that goes. Yes, the meet and greet is at Milton Keynes. It'll be on the Thursday night. The time and place will be advised a couple of days prior, but it'll be in the early evening. No, it'll be in the evening. Probably about 9:30. Just depends on work commitments at the track. But yes, if you want to be involved in that, I don't know whether there's still any registrations available. I've allowed 65 people to register for 1 or 2 people, knowing that half of those will turn up with 1.3 people each. So there'll be probably 40 people there. And we had a great one of 20 people in Montreal. And it was lovely. How's the food here? I've not been wrapped so far, but then again, I probably haven't eaten the right places. Breakfast has been marvellous here. And did you see my video? Did you see that little piece of vision from Capucine, who was excuse me, who was one of the serving crew here in the breakfast restaurant. She's absolute class woman, really warm personality, and I think if I was his hotel, that's the person I'd be making sure never leaves my employ. My name is Kim, K-Y-M, Kim, pronounced K-I-M. Thoughts on America? So much to think about it. Malta? Never been to Malta. I don't drink beer, Ian. It would just be left sitting here. But if you are anywhere in the vicinity of the Trocadero right now, come and say hi and bring an Aussie meat pie with some tomato sauce. That would be great. Or a baguette with some butter, because I've got Vegemite in the room, and maybe some nice, what cheese? Surprise Bay King cheddar cheese. Your wife must be well chuffed you are chatting with us whilst you enjoy a drink. Well, she's upstairs showering. Now, you can't get a Southern Comfort West. It's impossible to find here. What is your daily drive car? Well, if I'm in Lancelin, it's a Toyota FJ Cruiser up over the sand dunes. In Perth, it'll be either a Tarago, which is a people mover, or a 911 Turbo. Would you say this hotel is better than the Canadian one? I think the lobby is the best of any hotel I've been at. It's a tie. Thank you, Hoff. You've been a VIP member for 3 months. Oh my gosh. What would it cost for you to get more photos of Kevin? Well, you can see all of my photos of Kevin at prostarpics.com. But you're right, I don't have an abundance of Kevin photos, because to get Kevin you have to go right down the far end of the paddock, and it's a fair investment of your time. Excuse me. Hello, Ireland. Would you follow F1 if it wasn't your job? Yeah, I would. I don't know whether I'd watch every race. Maybe I would. We want to see Tonya. Well, she'll come down at some point. And thank you to those people who have super chatted and stumped up for a drink. Tonya will have a... What will she drink? She'll drink a vodka, lime and soda if anyone wants to stump up for a drink for her. She will thank you profusely on here. Hello from Eastern Europe. Do I have a personal stylist? My wife. She talked me into this shirt today. I'll show you this. I quite love this one. This is a Heron Preston, which is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful brand of clothing. Hard to find though. What's my favourite F1 location to travel to? Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure I have a favourite. Least favourite's China. I'd love it. I'll tell you what. If they could put the Kempinski Hotel from Budapest into the heart of Monaco, and I could get the same deal that I get at the Kempinski, but in Monaco, that would be a dream come true. UK's train strikes will affect the race. Is that right? They're carrying on, aren't they? Yeah, I did see a little bit of that, and really I don't keep that much of an eye on the news, but stuff that pops up on TikTok tends to grab my attention. I don't know if any... I've asked 2 other drivers, and I had a nearly yes from one and a probably no from another. But who knows? Who knows? It was great. I think I'll do another one with Pierre later in the year. Am I at the Hilton near the track? No. Is that even open? No, I'm at Milton Keynes, somewhere in Milton Keynes. And I have never, ever been to Norway. Do I have a slim rig back home? A sim rig? No, I don't have a sim rig. Now, Hypersonic Crypto says, do you try... I didn't try the poutine fries in Canada, Hypersonic, but ironically, today we were walking here in Paris, or Paris as they would say locally, and I saw a place that sold them. Worst hire car I've ever rented, McLaren F1 race, is without a doubt a shitbox in Abu Dhabi the year before last, or 2 years before last. Absolute shocker. Best car, Austin last year, BMW 3 Series, I think it was. Stunner. How was the Baku GP? Yeah, I like Baku because I stayed at the Marriott on the track. Fantastic. This is a nice Hilton, all right. If you haven't seen my video, Andrew, go and have a look at the YouTube video I put up today. And Ali has correctly suggested that everyone needs to hit the like button. So please hit the like button. We're at 140. Let's get it up to 300. There's 470 of you, so that's an easy game. Up to 300, please. Everyone hit the like button on the video. Yeah, 146. It'll go to 170. That's at 153. Everyone hit the like button. It doesn't cost you anything, and it does help the algorithm. Pushes it out to a few more people. If we get to 300, I'll continue on and remind you that I'm giving away 2 tickets to the Hungarian Grand Prix. Everyone hit the like button, please. Look at that. We're up to 200 now, straight away, and we've got another 100 to go. 214, good. Oh, that's lousy, 215. Come on, everyone, hit that like button. There's 481 of you. Pay attention. Focus here, people. Focus. Somebody, that just went down one. There we go, up another 6. Yeah, I'm giving away 2 F1 Experiences packages to the Budapest, the Hungarian Grand Prix, which is a ripper race. If you're looking for any race to go to that's good value, that's the one to go to. It's a party town. Please, another 50 people hit the like button. the thumbs up button. It's very easy. Just look with your finger. Where's the camera? Bang, bang, bang. Look at that. It's so easy. 266, another 34 to go. And then hopefully we can get another drink here at the bar. It's a bit of a hike down there. Another 29 people to go. I know Kay Palmer and her boyfriend enjoy what I'm doing here. That's nice. Coming to Silverstone, hope to see more of the drivers. Yeah, well, if you're at the Paddock entrance, you will see them. Another 25 to go to 300, please. Worst track to photograph, without a doubt, China. Standout. Shocker. 22 to go, people. What's the coolest swag bag you've ever gotten? I can't remember. Nothing comes to mind. We get some nice stuff, though, from time to time. 18 more to go to 300, please. Thank you, James. Implore these people to hit the like button on their screen. Excuse me. F4 lenses for a night race. Better off with 2.8. Or if you've got a F2 135mm lens, that's a great lens. 10 more people, please, liking. I am the founder of the message group, yes. 10 more people to like it. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, that's 4. 6 to go. And thank you very much. Who has just chimed in here? Hatham. Have I pronounced that right? Which is your favourite track side you like to take pics from on the UK racetrack? Maggots and Beckett's is exciting because we're reasonably close to them, but I just don't see we get that many great photos at Silverstone because you've got this huge runoff at most of the corners. And it means we have to shoot long lenses all the time, and I don't like it. And thank you to all of you for getting us to 303. When am I going to come to the CT in the USA? CT, what is the CT? Come to the CT. Expand on that, Ryan. What is that, Connecticut? CT. Don't know. Thoughts on the Canon RF 28-70 f2? Well, I did ask to borrow one last race, but they didn't have one. I know it's very heavy, and it is James Bean's favourite lens at the moment. Street tracks are probably better. Oh, street tracks. No. Street tracks, unfortunately, you get a lot of wire. Connecticut it is, right here. But you do get close to the cars, so there's a trade-off. I don't think I'm coming to Connecticut. I don't see why I'd go to Connecticut. Team principal for any team, which one would you pick? I'd pick the best one. I'd pick probably... Well, I picked Red Bull this year and Mercedes last year. I'm a front runner. Great to know the audio is perfect, and there's 467 people. And if you want to get your comment noticed, hit the super chat button. And is the background noise too bad? I don't think it is. It's a nice little pleasant buzz, except for this little noisemaker over there. But this is what life is like here at this hotel in Paris. I would like to have taken you up to the rooftop bar, but there's a private function there. Milton Keynes sounds like a Red Bull thing. Hasselblad, good cameras. They took those to the moon, yeah. And who wouldn't want a Hasselblad? Not terribly cheap, but I'm hoping that it's a stunning piece of kit. And that's why I've managed to get a photo shoot with Pierre, and I might get another one with another driver. We live in hope. What time is it there? It is 9:30 in the evening. And we have another... Here comes look at this woman in the background. Have a look at her. What time do the drivers normally arrive at the paddock on a Friday? I don't know. Any time from 7 a.m. until... Tonya, could you answer some of these questions for these good folk here, please?
You should answer this question here.
Oh, shit. I've just got caught here. Where are you? Right, well, I'm in the foyer. Tonya sent me a message. Hang on a second here. This is all getting blocked up. Bugger. Your wife is beautiful. Yeah. Anyway, so any questions you want to answer there, Tom?
No, I'm looking at the...
Do you like F1?
Yes, I like F1. Yeah,
Do you watch any races?
all of them.
You watch them all?
Yeah, of course.
He doesn't watch any.
I do
Unless
so.
my boys are watching them.
The boss has arrived, yes?
That's right. Now, who's going to buy her a drink? Daniel Croft has been a member for 2 months. What's it like having Kim away a lot?
I think I'm just used to it now. I talk to him for about 4 hours a day, so it's just, he's not present, but I'm still talking to him 4 hours a day.
Celebrate? Do you celebrate?
We're celebrating now.
27 years, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about Kim's job?
Kim doesn't have a job.
No, he has a hobby.
Yeah, this is Kim's
I
hobby.
don't look at it as a job. I wouldn't do it. A job is something that you do just for the money. I don't do it for the money. We've got 488 people, maybe because you're here, Tanya, it'll bump up
maybe.
to over 500.
Well, I'm only here for a short time because I'm going to go and get something to eat.
Yeah, well, I'm going to come. Where are we going to eat? Down here?
Yeah.
Right, we can go and sit down there and order, or we can order and I'll come over there afterwards.
I'll go and order. What's
is a
that?
margarita, and it's good value.
I'm going to have one of those.
Yeah, okay, and one of these people will buy you a drink. I have no doubt someone will buy you a drink.
I'm going to go and get a table.
Right, well, I'll tell you who to thank in
Goodbye.
a second. Isle of Man, yeah, maybe. Was having Kim back at home at Christmas a bit of a culture shock? No, it was not. That's a nice background, isn't it? I'll do this angle for a bit. She's gone to organise the dinner. That's a great backdrop, isn't it? Thank you, Ingo Swan. Now, I still think probably 80% of the audience here will be male. And yeah, get a French baguette. I love Mexico City. I love the buzz. But I didn't like it when some bastard pinched my phone out of my pocket last year. So I don't know. Have I got more female followers coming to the channel than the 80%? I did note that probably 40% at the meet and greet the other night were female, which is great. And I do look at the names that come through for the Milton Keynes meet and greet, which I don't know whether it's full up yet. I said we'd take 67 names and then let them know closer to the date where and when, and we'll probably get 40 people roll up, because 67 can bring a friend. That's technically 120, and you normally get about a third of those people. But have I been to Beirut? No. What is it? It's very French. Is it French? I've got a friend that lives in Beirut. Have I ever visited Sweden? No, I have not visited Sweden. Are there any female photographers? No, not full time. Not to go to every race. There is Leanne from Ireland. There were a couple last race that I saw, but no, not to go to every race. Stephen Davis, you've got my full attention here with some US dollars. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, Stephen, of course, took me to the American football game out at the training facility for the Dallas Cowboys. That was an interesting night out, photographing a high school football game. Stephen, thank you for that, and also got me a bottle of Southern Comfort, which was most appreciated. And from Dubai, we've got super and a whole lot of digits there. Game for Indian food when in UAE. Oh no, I'm not good with Indian food, especially not anything too spicy. If it's a mild butter chicken, yeah, maybe. With some rice, yeah, I could go that. But not good with spicy food. My dad used to love it. He used to get a real sweat up, and that was a real plus for him. If I will photograph any other motorsports, well, maybe Indy 500, maybe. Don't know. Le Mans, Daytona, any of those big events, maybe. But I don't know. Got the details perfectly. Thank you, Stephen. Best dish and in what hotel, restaurant or airline, Kim? Oh, okay. The best meal I've had this year on a flight was on Fly Dubai. The fish and the potatoes were immaculate. And that's a reasonably budget sort of airline. Best meal in a restaurant? Oh, I can't remember anything that stands out remarkably. Has Yuki got a girlfriend? Someone I've just seen on Twitter, Yuki's girlfriend is gorgeous. I didn't know he had a girlfriend. Would love to have you back in Indy next year. I'd love to go, Jason. But the 500, I think, always clashes with Monaco, doesn't it? Anyway, Tanya's down there looking at the menu. Now, I think we've got some Danish kroners. Is that what DKK is? Did you do other work before doing F1 photography? Well, I've got several companies. Majestic Studios. If you go to kimellman.com, you'll see Messages on Hold, which is a company I've had for 32 years. And that's where I met Tanya. I employed her as my first employee, and we got on famously well. Excuse me. Did you find the desserts bad on the planes? Do you? Yeah, I'm not really a fan of the desserts on the planes, although often I just ask for ice cream from economy. Have you got any ice cream? Oh, we've only got an economy. Well, can I have one of them? Oh, and did you see that on my last video, all of the people in economy applauded with great vigour and enthusiasm when we landed at Casablanca Airport? Go and have a look at that video. I've never seen anything like that. Oh, I know. I tell a lie. I did experience it once in Russia, landing into Sochi. Do I want to see Portimao back on the calendar? Oh, I don't care. Have I been to Zurich? Loch? Yes. Have a look at my video, 1 or 2 travel videos ago. I absolutely adored the airport. I thought it was just one of the best. What's my opinion on this F1 season? Well, last year I was just really bored with Lewis winning all the time. I wanted to change, and I got the change, but now I've got Max winning all the time. So I want a different race winner each race, please. No, I'll be going back to Australia this year, Iron Soldier, because I can get back in without quarantining. Ali Sydney, have the other photographers commented on your social media success? Yes, a few of them are amazed by it. They just can't believe that I spent so much time on it. Because as you can imagine, it is a fair investment of time. Best airport? Zurich's come straight to mind, but I love Abu Dhabi's first class lounge. Nothing better anywhere in the world, and I would... worst airport I've been to? Oh, I can't think of one that comes to mind. Mirrorless camera, I'm loving it, Moses. Absolutely loving it. Montreal was good. I ended up paying 30 Canadian dollars for a 1.6 kilometre taxi ride on the wet night because I didn't want to go in the rain and I didn't want to, I'd had enough of trains and shit, so I just paid the money and got a lift back to my hotel. Yes, Callie, I pay for everything. Are those your bikes in the vestibule? No, they are, I think, hotel bikes that you can borrow. Never tried a Nikon camera. Just got a camera, a Canon 90D. Is that it? I've got no idea what a 90D is. I've only touched R3 and R5, 1DX Mark II and 3. That's the only cameras I know of, Canons. I'm ignorant about the rest. The F1 race when Pierre won, was it a nice race to watch or photograph? Well, I watched it in bed because that was during lockdown. I couldn't go to that race. Who do you think Oscar will replace next year? Nicholas Latifi. How about shooting an F1 race on a fixed lens camera? Well, if all of my luggage got stolen, all I had left was one lens and it was fixed, yeah, I would have to do it. It's 9:30 in Swaziland. I have to go to bed now. It's always it's the same here. You must be on the same, what is that, longitude or latitude? Longitude. How do other passengers in first class react when you vlog? Well, if you're in first or business and you've got a suite, they don't even know you're doing it. Well, I have to be a little bit careful because the other day on, what was that airline? Royal Air Morocco. They saw me starting at the start of the flight. I'm doing a bit of videoing, I'm taking photos, and they come over and say, what are you doing with this? I said, I'm taking some photos. Well, why? Well, I document all my travels. What was it for? Oh, one day I might use it. So, yeah, they were quite concerned, but I said, I know the rules. I can film a seat and I can film me. And I just went about my own way. Yuri Vips, we spoke about that earlier on. Yeah, he's made a mistake and now he's having to pay a penalty. I don't know what the penalty will be long term. That'll be up to Red Bull, but now unfortunately for him, he's gone and said some stuff. Well, I only know a little. Well, I think I know a little bit. Maybe I don't know anything, but I think I know a little bit of what happened. And if what I understand happened, pretty silly move. Teams can't have people like that associated with them. It's a hiding to nothing. Rain for Silverstone. Oh, we'll be knee deep in mud. Yep. Will you be at Cops for turn 1? I've got no idea where I'll be. If it's raining, I wouldn't mind staying in the media centre. Is Austria the most beautiful country you visited? No. I don't mind the drive. When I stayed in Leoben, I would drive along the freeway every day to the track, and it was a spectacular drive. But I also stayed in Graz, and that was equally as nice a drive, but way too long. An hour to the track and back. Hour each way is too long. However, even though it's going to cost me an hour on the train from Nagoya back and to the track, I can at least edit, because my computer will last easy an hour, and I can edit photos. So I'll leave earlier from the track and edit on the way home. So that will work fine. Been to Africa. I have a book called Africa on Safari, a stunning book that you should order at kimelman.com. I spent 26 weeks in Africa shooting that book over 2.5 years. Favourite and least favourite country you've been to in the Middle East? They're all on a par for me. They're all just so-so. I miss... it's just a lot of sand. That's what I see, a lot of sand and a completely different culture and food that I don't love. So I don't hate it and I don't love it. I'm indifferent, perhaps. Yes, I did, Cali, just come... Well, I didn't go... I flew through Morocco and spent 8 hours on the ground. Have you had a pain au chocolat in Paris? This is my friends from Boston. These people from Boston. You want to come and say hello to these people?
Yeah, sure.
Right. There's 464 people there.
Oh, nice.
Anyone from
Nice.
Boston? If you're from Boston, do you recognise this man and his
Hello.
girlfriend, wife, lover? I don't know. Anyone from Boston? Yeah. No one from Boston yet. Cheers. Celtics suck. Apparently, he likes beans. If you could watch one F1 race again, which one would you choose? I'd choose Baku from last year. It was mighty. Go Red Sox. Wasn't the police looking for that guy? You reckon he's got a warrant out for his arrest? Worked in Boston. Boston baked beans, yeah? Boston. Do I miss Kimmy? No, I never really saw Kimmy that much because he was down the far end of the paddock. It's a bit like Valtteri. I now very rarely see Valtteri because he's at the end of the paddock. And I tend to hang around at the top of the paddock. Oh, I didn't say Celtics suck, Callum. Somebody else mentioned that. I just commented. So I'll tell you what, we'll go for a walk up and see how Tonya's going here. I can leave those drinks here. Let me run you through this particular hotel here. And I haven't got my... I'm waiting for my laundry to come back. Has anyone delivered some laundry for room 415? Oh, great. Thank you.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, well, let's order. Thank you, people, for your attention. I'm going to go and order some food now in this lovely restaurant, and thank you very much for your time and attention. And I look forward to talking to you on another occasion and bid you a fond adieu from